Your performance in it was something else. Loved every second of it. The raised eyebrows, the almost sadistic smirks, maybe. I want to know, did you practice those in the mirror?
No, they come very naturally.
How satisfying is it playing a villain like Mrs. Danvers?
On a scale of 1 to 10, I'd say about 10. I think the last junket I did, you were there, and then we all shut down.
I know, it's a shame. And I got to tell you, that film was brilliant, but your performance in it was something else. Loved every second of it. The raised eyebrows, the almost sadistic smirks, maybe. I want to know, did you practice those in the mirror?
No, they come very naturally.
Because you got them down so well with those kind of psychological undertones. You never knew what your character was thinking.
Well, I think that that is all part and parcel of, yes, I'm an actress, so I sort of, I'll perform something in a certain way. But then at the end of the day, I'm giving Ben Wheatley material that he can do what he likes with. So the timing of the facial expressions that you were talking about earlier, that's some of that's me and some of that's Ben and some of that's the editor, and it's all sort of that's how we make films. It's sort of a group effort. But creating a character like that it really helps when you've got people like Julian Day, the costume designer. You've got people like that work, or the makeup department, the amazing wig, with a very intricate, complicated hairdo. All these little things that you maybe, the height of the heels on the shoes, the color of the lipstick, all these things give the very strong visual impact that is arresting and that makes you think, oh, this woman she's hard, she's this, she's that. And so it gives you something to sort of bounce off as an actor. And once you've got those things established, then you can start creating other layers of sort of emotion, if you like, underneath, and feelings. So you can sort of muddle it a bit. You can disturb the surface a little bit.
Because I want to know, how satisfying is it playing a villain like Mrs. Danvers?
On a scale of 1 to 10, I'd say about 10.
I mean, you could see it in your acting. It just came through just like that, didn't it? And obviously you worked with Lily James on Darkest Hour, but obviously your part of Clemmy was a much more sympathetic character. Did the whole dynamics of Mrs. Danvers and Mrs. De Winter kind of change your process and that kind of working dynamic with Lily?
Gosh, that's really funny. Of course I knew Lily from then, but I'd never even put Mrs. Danvers and Clemmy in the same. I'd forgotten I'd done them. Really. I mean, it was as if, they're so different. And the only thing that links the two, I suppose, is the period, because that's vaguely similar. But they're so different that I would never even think of Clemmy and Mrs. Danvers in the same sentence. So you floored me with that one. But I think, if you get on well with an actor and you admire them, which is the case, things generally flow very, very well between us. And we have a very good connection, Lily and I, and I think that is something that is a precious thing, and I was very happy to indulge it, if you like, afterwards, with this film. To be able to make the most of it and to be able to really sort of play around with it and be very sort of creative and inventive in my scenes with Lily.
And finally, obviously, this is a release that is being released during the pandemic. During this uncertain time, is it really satisfying for you as an actor to see yourself being viewed from a wide audience perspective as well?
It is possibly a wider audience than with a movie release. I do like the idea of having done lots of films that very few people see or very select audience see. I think one of the silver linings to this pandemic is the variety of people who watch the films that you make. What I can watch, I'm far more likely to see things that I wouldn't have necessarily bought a ticket at a movie theatre to watch. You know, it's the audience is sort of broken free, if you like. There seems to be perhaps fewer barriers. I don't know, maybe I don't really know what I'm talking about. I'm just talking about it from my perspective and the perspective of my immediate entourage. But I certainly think that it's very, very satisfying to know that this is going out at the same time to all sorts of different areas of the world, and that lots of people will be watching. Yeah, that is very, very satisfying.
Amazing. Kristin, lovely to speak to you. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.